It's Ham Radio Perspectives again, and we have been doing our additional work on crime in the ham community. I'm Quinn, K8QS.
I'm Tom, WA9TDD.
Okay, Tom, this is the official episode number 2 of the Ham Radio Crime Report taken from the ARRL volunteer team and also the FCC input. We don't make any of these up. We make our comments up, but we don't make these up. So let's go for it. Ham Radio Crime Report, episode 2.
All right, an extra class operator in North Carolina was issued an advisory notice concerning transmitting music on 160 meters. He was also advised that the transmission of racial slurs, sexual innuendo, and any previous felony convictions could become issues in his license renewal hearing.
All right, I'm trying to understand this, man. I'm trying to understand this. So he's got music on there, and he was talking about previous felony convictions. No, I think the FCC was looking at that,
or he had previous felony convictions. But the thing that strikes me is that, hey, it could be an issue. Maybe yes, maybe no.
Maybe no. But at least he's doing it close to the AM radio band, you know?
That's true. And talk about being lenient. That, hey, it could be an issue. Yeah.
Don't know. Okay. A general class operator in Colorado received a notice of violation from the FCC concerning an uncontrolled carrier on 7.033 megahertz from his remote station in Colorado during the previous month. So I take this to mean, Tom, that something got into his remote station. Something happened there, some bugs, and they turned the sucker on 7.033 and just had a carrier going, and they tracked it down. I don't know what else to think. It's a weird situation.
It really is. And the voluntary
monitoring
program, pardon me?
The voluntary monitoring program.
Voluntary monitoring. The VM program administrator met with a service technician of a land mobile communications company regarding interference to a Pennsylvania repeater.
It happens.
Excellent work, dude.
Excellent.
Good job.
Yeah, I remember around here where we were having garage door openers interfering with repeaters. Kind of weird stuff. A VM alert was issued for the weeks-long unidentified constant carrier on 7.033. We just talked about that. It originated from a remote amateur station that had been damaged by a power surge. Oh! So you could have a power surge and suddenly your remote transmitter is going wild. Is that possible, Tom?
That's weird. Is that do we know if that's the same station as the previous? I
assume it is.
It could be. Got to watch that. Turn your radio off.
Off.
A licensee in Pennsylvania was cautioned about his operation of an APRS beacon that transmitted constantly, even while his vehicle was not in use. Hey, he ought to contact the guy on 7.033 and figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, maybe they were in on this in some way.
Maybe it's the same guy.
Maybe it's the same guy. Yeah, he got stuck in his car somewhere. And this is another one that's almost inexplicable. An advisory notice was sent to an operator in Florida for abuse of the Green Cube satellite operating on 435.310 megahertz, and the operator was reminded that all frequencies are shared under FCC rules, and that includes frequencies through satellites.
Right. There's no explanation of the abuse there. Did his start operating on 435.310 constantly due to a power surge? Is he related to the guy in Pennsylvania or the other dude on 7.033?
Maybe it's all the same dude.
It could be the same dude. Who knows?
He's got a lot of gremlins going.
Yeah. An advisory notice was issued to an operator in Texas for operation on 17 meters and claiming in a net check-in that he held general class privileges. And the matter was reported to the FCC.
All right, Tom, now tell me why anybody checking into a net would say anything about what class privileges they had.
I don't know. Maybe he was, somebody looked up on QRZ and found out that he was only a tech. I don't know. I certainly wouldn't have volunteered that information if it was me.
No.
As a result of his operation on 28.277 megahertz from St. Kitts and Nevis, during which he engaged in contacts with numerous U.S. stations, it was getting weird. An operator in New Jersey received an advisory notice cautioning him that U.S. stations have no voice privileges on 28.277 megahertz. Voice privileges for U.S. stations on 10 meters start at 28.3. Hey, he was running an ICO. He was close.
Right, he was close. Did he really think that the fact that he wasn't in the U.S., that he was operating in another area, that he could suddenly go down to 28.277, or did he just not know that he was there? I don't know. These things are baffling, and
really,
we should see if we can set up interviews with all these people. I'm sure they'd love to talk with us. An advisory notice was issued to a licensee in Texas, the Lone Star State, cautioning him about broadcasting and failure to share the frequency on 10 meters. The operator was using an automatic device calling CQ with no interval between transmissions, resulting in complaints of monopolizing the frequency. Can you imagine that? I wonder if he knew that thing was going, or it just took off on its own and kept calling CQ.
Maybe he's related to the guy in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And the other guy on 7.033.
Yep. They all got the same problem. They got gremlins that are sending out signals.
Power surge. An advisory notice was sent to an operator in Nebraska concerning lack of control of his transmitter making FTA contacts unattended. Transmitters must be under control of the licensee at all times.
Tell me, Tom, I don't get it.
Digital. How did they know it was left unattended?
Yeah, what was going on there?
I don't know. Is it set up for, robocalls or what? And what was he doing? Calling CQ for, 60 minutes? FT8, if you're running the FT8 protocol, it automatically times out after a maximum of like 6 minutes. So
right.
I don't know.
And it wasn't under his control. Whose control was it under? I don't know. Maybe his dog was leaning on a key or something. I don't quite get it. Well, that's it, gang, for our reports this time around. It's been really exciting to be on here with you, doing these great reports. We are tracking the crime in ham radio, the inexplicable crime, and most of the time we cannot understand why somebody was doing what they were doing that brought the ARRL volunteer monitoring folks and the FCC down upon them. But we're still going to find some that we can't explain, and we will bring those to you only here, the only channel doing it, Ham Radio Perspectives. I'm Quinn, K8QS.
I'm Tom, WA9TDD.
Keep watching, subscribe, and you'll never know, because you may be one that we cover in the next round. As my old man used to say, watch your P's and Q's, buddy.